Hello everybody, this is MrSexyCoco here. So this is my first ever review of a product, and I thought why not start with one of my favorite YouTubers from Mr. Theory, Mr. Star Wars Theory himself. And I would like to review his lightsaber, the one from Theory Sabers. This version is the Darth Vader version from SNV4. I forgot the actual name that he calls it, but it's clearly Darth Vader's saber. So, where should I start? I'm going to start with the negative parts of this saber, and I'm going to tell you why you should have second thoughts before buying Theory Sabers. And I recommend also looking elsewhere, and I'll tell you why. So we're first going to start with the negatives, then we're going to start with the positives, and then I'm going to give alternatives on what he can do. If Theory, you are watching this video, I'm a nobody, but if ever you get the chance to watch this video, already that's amazing. Welcome to my video. But secondly, again, this is not a video to hate it or anything. I have great respect for Theory and his care for Star Wars. So, I want him to give my critique as something he could note on, and maybe it could be something worthwhile for him to be like, all right, I'll take his opinion and improve this or that for my branding or the company itself for his sabers. Anyways, my first impression when I got Theory Saber is the fact that when I opened the box, some of the things were a bit all over the place. There was one box that was opened, and that already bothered me a bit. For the price point of this lightsaber, I figured everything would be neatly in place, but unfortunately that wasn't the case when I got the box. There were other boxes within the box that were open, and the manuals was everything was all over the place, so it was a bit messy. So that was my first experience, but I said, you know what, it's fine. I mean, it could happen. Shipping, people, when they ship, they throw things, so maybe the box opened through shipment, but it is what it is. But then I got the lightsaber, hold it in my hands, and I realized something else that was bothering me, and it would be right here. I'm not sure if you guys could see it. All right, so right here you see are the glue. It's some sort of glue that you stick there. You see it perfectly right here, the white thing. I'm sorry, I have a really bad camera. I just started streaming, so my quality is still not great, but anyways, yeah, you see the glue sticking out here and here and also here, and that was bothersome already, because I said, for again, I paid $500 for this saber. I'm buying it in Canadian, so it costs more for us. So I did not appreciate the fact that these were quickly glued on. They were not glued on properly, as they should be. There's one that's actually well glued, and it's the one hold on, yeah, the one right here. Notice you don't see the glue sticking out, or the sticker. I think it's like a high quality Scotch tape that they use, but I just wasn't happy when I saw that. It looked cheap. I wish he did a better, well, not him, because in the end Theory is the supplier of these sabers. He's not the maker of it. So I wish when he checked the sabers, he saw that, and he unglued it and re-glued it the way it should be. In the box there are some extra ones, which is pretty good, but again, as someone who's paying $500 on a very premium saber, on a saber he claims are the best, it would be great that we don't have to fix it ourselves in terms of these little issues. Second thing that well, I find is unacceptable is the chip inside is not well coated. So I'll give you an example. Right now, it's properly. So it's on... I forgot the name of the character in Jedi Survivor, but this is his font with his color.
Second sister.
Oops, sorry. I put second sister, but whatever, it's fine. So here's a perfect example. It said second sister, and for some reason, it's a rainbow color. I did not twist the saber. I did not change the color. This is how it looks like when it's supposed to be red, because it's an Inquisitor. It's a second sister. Let's try another font.
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka Tano should be white, not red. Now I know what you guys are saying. Well, MrSexyCoco, why don't you just twist it and put the font appropriate for Ahsoka, and then it should be okay. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Once you twist it and put her color, let's say you go to a different font and go back to Ahsoka, it goes back to red.
Balin Skull.
So now we're at Balin. Did you guys just see that? Not only is it the wrong color, but it's also using the wrong ignition. Right now it's using ignition 2, which is supposed to flash a lot very quickly. And that's not what it's supposed to happen. It's supposed to be just a normal ignition, which is ignition 1. And it's supposed to be orange. But again, here it's even worse. You get the wrong font and the wrong ignition. I would have to go to settings again and always customize it to go to the proper color for Balin Skull, which is annoying, and that's how it is for every single font.
The dark saber.
So
it
this
belongs to you.
This is a dark saber. I believe this one works. So the dark saber one, the color is correct, but again, it used ignition number 3 when it should be ignition 1, and the last ignition was 2, which is not what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to work that way. It's supposed to be all ignition 1s unless I change it. So I'll give you an example. I don't remember if ignitions are here or here, but let me try.
Ignition 3.
Okay, so you see, this is where you change the ignitions, which... But that's not what I did. What I did was just quickly click here, which to change the font, not the ignition, which is not how it's supposed to work. So it seems that the chip has a mind of its own, or it's not just simply not well coded, which is unfortunate because Theory claims that when he gets these sabers, because again, he's the supplier, not the creator of them. The supplier, I believe it's from China, and there's only 2 big companies in China that creates these lightsabers. I don't remember their names. We will have to research to find that out. But again, Theory claims that whenever he gets a saber, he does a quality check on each one of them to make sure everything works. Which, look, I mean, I'm sure you do, but do you do to all of them? I'm not sure, man. Again, I love you as a YouTuber, and I love your passion for Star Wars. But I think something tells me that you have so much to handle right now, and unfortunately, you do not have the time to properly review every saber that you receive and to ship. But again, I would rather wait an extra 2 weeks if it takes, in order for you to properly review each one of them, instead of rushing it and shipping them and not being properly, well, not working the way it should. It's not well coded, and it's not well taped around the saber. So the decor is not well done. Well, it's done, but cheaply done, like in a rushed way, I would say. and the coating is not properly done, which is unfortunate. It's the most fun part of the saber, and yeah, I wish that wasn't the case, but unfortunately it is. It's my first ever saber to buy, and I have a lot of trust for Theory because of his passion for Star Wars. I was a bit nervous to buy other sabers because I don't know the other brands very well, but I know Theory based on all his videos, and looking forward for episode 2 of Vader. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, so let's try other examples.
Traitor!
So I believe Kylo Ren works. Never mind, it's purple. That's not what should happen. It should not be purple. But it's purple. But as you can see, it's back to Ignition 1, which is the standard ignition. Which is supposed to be just a straight up light up. That's what Ignition 1 is. But the color's wrong. The font, however, is proper. The font sounds are all good. No issues with those. The build quality itself is fine. But again, it's just the coating of the chip is not properly done, which is the main issue here. Let's try a different color. I thought Kylo Ren was working, which was the case yesterday, but now it's purple.
Just a simple wonder.
Let's try someone else.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this font is proper. It's supposed to be a light blue, and it is. So sometimes a broken clock could be right? It's a great font, by the way. I love the Pod Racer one.
Morgan Elspeth.
Morgan. Morgan Helsbeth is supposed to be green, and it's blue. The sound matches, but the color doesn't. The ignition is still 1, which is good. I don't know what this one is. It's just a random sound. I want to try.
No good to me, dead.
This one's great too. See, the font for Boba Fett, sorry, it's Jango Fett, works. Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw Theory's videos, but whenever you hear the Wookiee sound, it's supposed to be blue, a dark blue. But it's not, it's red. I don't have an issue for it to be red. I think it's cool, but it's supposed to be blue. It just proves more my point that the coating is not properly done. This is Vader. And this is weird. I'm not sure if you guys... Unfortunately, you guys can't see properly. I'm going to turn off the lights. I'm going to see if maybe that could improve the quality of the lighting. Because right now, it's like a... It looks red, but it's not. Because here it's red, orange, yellow, green. I'll show you. Hold on. No, it doesn't help. Okay, well... Yeah, so here it's green, yellow, orange, red. And that's supposed to be Darth Vader's theme. Which is insane because it's a Darth Vader saber and they mess up the theme. While the color for the font of Vader's saber, which is crazy. That's one of the first things you guys should notice if something's wrong. And it's one of the first fonts you turn on when you use the lightsaber of the specific Force user. So again, I'm not saying you don't test your sabers, but this is just not acceptable. Let's turn that on. I'm gonna turn on the lights again because it's dark. All right.
It's just Ben.
So
these
this is
days.
Ben Kenobi. This one should work. And it doesn't. Okay, it was working yesterday. It was supposed to be light blue, but it's purple. And again, you could change the color as much as you want, but the minute you turn it, you go back to the font, it goes back to purple, which is not how it should be.
At last we will have revenge.
Master Yoda.
So this is Yoda. Last time I used this was red, which was yesterday, and even the day before it was red. So let's see if it's still red. Yoda's supposed to be green, but it's red.
Darth Sidious.
Now it's red, which it should be the case. It's Sidious. So they got Sidious right, but Yoda wrong.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
It's gonna be red again. I know it by heart because I had the same issue yesterday, even with Luke Skywalker. It's supposed to be green. And so far, what I found strange is, so far from all the fonts we used, red is apparently the favorite color of this chip. It does not use green on standard. I would have to go to and change the color by twisting the saber downwards to get the green. But still, how do you mess this up? I just don't understand why there's so many mistakes in this chip in terms of the coding. Anyways, that's the negative part. The last thing I could think of that's negative is the customer support takes way too long to assist you. They tell you to reach out through their website, but once you send their email, it could take literally over a week if you're lucky to get a reply. And this is something that Theory is aware of, which is why he's keep adding more people to assist him, which I really appreciate that. It shows that he's doing his best to try to handle things. And again, I'm not saying he's doing this on purpose. He's not a bad guy. Clearly he has passion, and look, it's what happens when a company grows so quick. There's so much demand that you just can't keep up, and these are things to expect when you're an early user. So which is the reason why I could forgive him in terms of his products. Anyways, I've been talking too much about the negatives, so let's talk about the good stuff. First good thing is it works. It's a great saber in the end of the day, even if the coding is not right. It's great quality. It feels great. The minute I took the saber on my hands, it just gave me this confidence to wield it all around. So it was really fun. The stick itself is really high quality. I really appreciate Theory making a video to show how strong the quality is on the saber itself. That was one thing I was afraid of in terms of getting something other than a standard light beam. It's the fact that I thought SNV4s and Profis would be too delicate, but that was not the case. I mean, Theory showed very well how hard you could hit the wall and it wouldn't break. Not saying you should, it's always a risk, but still, the fact that he did it with confidence, he even made his car run over it, and the stick itself didn't break. So that also gave me confidence to buy his saber and to upgrade to SNV4. So that's another thing that was positive about his saber. Another thing that I really liked is, of course, his unique fonts. For instance, the Pod Racer one, I love it so much. And the Boba Fett one is also fantastic. I love that one too. And the Wookiee one is also great. Those are things that are really important because there's so many companies that are just resellers. And again, they mostly come from the same factory. So I could argue that this feels so great to hold because it's using good quality. But at the end, I could just get from another supplier and the quality would be the same in terms of materials. So even though this is something I said positive about his saber, just remember you could get from elsewhere the same sort of quality of saber in terms of materials. In terms of quality control, however, that's not the case. Yes. So what else? The battery lasts very long. I find it. I've been. I literally turn this thing on. It depends what you do. If you turn the sound off, it could last even longer. Even if the beams itself. Um, it lasts easily multiple hours throughout the day. If you just leave it on and put it in the corner with the speaker off. Speaker quality is great too. It's very loud. It's not cheap, which is fantastic. I think that's it for the Saber in terms of something positive. I like also how easy it is to remove the chip. You could either twist it right here, you could turn it here and remove the chip in the battery from the bottom, or you could twist right here in the center, and this whole piece right here would come off. Lastly, the box is fantastic. It's upside down. I love the box. I think the box is really cool. He also has a limited edition in purple with a different logo on the box itself, which is really nice. And the reason he took purple, it's because it for the limited edition, it's more royal. It's considered a royal color, and yeah, I mean, the boxing is great. I love that when you remove the box, behind the top of this box, it would say "Fulfill Your Destiny," which is super cool. If I could open it, I would show it to you guys. 1 second. Okay, I'm just removing the box. Okay, there we go. Alright, so as you can see, Fulfill Your Destiny, which is super cool. Great unboxing experience, despite the boxes being open. Now, what boxes am I talking about? I had the toolkit just wide open like this when I opened the box, and everything was just all over the place. I'm gonna give, after my the things positive about his product, I'm gonna mention what he can do as alternatives on what he can do to fix all these things, and what he could do in general to improve his company to be more unique than other suppliers. I also love the bag. Super great quality, and it feels really high-end and special. It was a fantastic experience. The manual itself explains it very clearly too. Other suppliers use the same manual though. It's just colors and theme is different. What else? He has it. What I love as well is that the stand is included. Some suppliers, you have to buy the stand to, with the Saber. Theory Sabers offers it for free, so that's fantastic. That's another thing that stands out of other suppliers, so well done, Theory. Alright, so that's all I can say about the box. The box itself was great. Now, allow me to give you the solutions, Theory, on what you can do to improve the Sabers and the company itself. So, you're aware that you have to get more people to help you, which is fantastic. But I was wondering if throughout the future, if you could sell the chips individually as well, because some people order the SNV4s, but they aren't aware. Sorry, not the SNV4s, but some people order the Profis, but they aren't aware that the SNV4s has features of their own that the Profis don't. So, for instance, the different ignitions that you have on the SNV4, the Profi does not have it. I don't know why. I feel the Profi should have everything since it is more premium. But it doesn't, and people don't know that. I know there's people in the comments under Theory's videos expressing that, and they feel like they regret their purchase because they wished the Profis had what the SNV4s didn't. So as a solution, what you can do, Theory, is sell the chips also individually. And let's say someone ordered a Profi, but they want what the SNV4 has that the Profi doesn't have. Well, they can order the SNV4 chip battery, and once they receive it, they could swipe it off and replace it with an SNV4. So one day they can use the features of the SNV4, and another day they can use the features of the Profi. I think that would solve so many. I'm sure that would make so many customers happy.
Power off.
Yeah, they just turned off. But again, I'm sure it would make a lot of customers very happy, the fact that they can just buy the battery chip separately. If ever they want to swipe it, it would be a lot cheaper for them. For people who don't feel buying a $500 SNV4 and a $700 Profi as well, that would be a great solution. And also, I don't understand why that's the case. I feel like you should re-advertise the Profi and the SNV4. Instead of saying the Profi is better, say that both have pros and cons, because a lot of people get confused by that. When we hear better, we think that the Profi can do what the SNV4 Saber can do, if not more, but that's not the case. They both have pros and cons. The Profi's pros is the fact that the sound sounds better because the chip is more complex, so it could record all those fonts smoother and longer. And the smooth swings are superior as well. But that's it. The SNV4 lights up more sharper, and it has all these ignition customizations, which the Profi does not. So if you want a rainbow saber, the Profi can't do that. If you want all these other ignitions that Theory would show in his videos, the Profi can't do that. And he doesn't mention it in his videos, and I don't know why, but he should. Because it's just misinformation, and people end up ordering the wrong things. So do that, and already you fix a lot of issues. Also, make sure since you're hiring more staff for customer support, hire more staff to make sure your products are properly built, because these tapes coming off is not well. And I don't know, man, I'm telling you, people rather wait an extra week to make sure everything is perfect, or almost close to perfect, because nothing's really perfect in life, than being shipped in a quick manner and then having all these issues. And lastly, in terms of making sure nothing gets opened in the packaging, just put tape on every little box and that wouldn't happen. And that's about it. Yeah, and again, the coating, literally, it doesn't hurt to just turn on the Saber throughout the whole day, or at least like for a good hour. Just play with it to see if everything is well coated, because in the end, a not well coated Saber ruins a lot of the experience. I hate turning on Master Yoda and the Saber's red. It makes no sense. When I had to show this to my brother, he just laughed, and he said, why are the fonts not accurate? Like, you paid so much money for this and they're not accurate. And I said, I know, and I'm really furious about that. I mean, I could just go upside down and change the color, but that's just annoying. So again, quality control needs to be improved, Theory. Hire more staff if you have to. Take more time to make sure the quality is perfect. Again, people rather wait to get a good product than getting it early and then it doesn't suit their expectations. I'm still gonna buy another Saber from you at some point, but not now. I feel that you first need to make sure you mature in this market in order, for me anyways, to get the confidence to buy another Saber. But in terms of everybody, if you guys want a Theory Saber, I would recommend getting a Profi. So you guys are probably going to say, why are you recommending the most expensive Saber when you mentioned the flaws from Theory? Well, one, well, actually, there's only one good reason, and it's his unique fonts. His fonts are really fun to use, and they're only really good when you use with the Profi. On SNV4, while they sound cool, you're not getting the full experience out of them. And I would recommend getting the Profi because of his fonts, or else if it comes to SNV4s and baselits, there are other suppliers that could give you more for the same money, if not for less money. So yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect company. I'm sure with time he'll improve, but for now, this is what it is from what I've received, and I hope he takes my arguments considerably and notes them. Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, Theory, if you watched this video, and I wish you all a great night, and may the force be with you. Bye.